Okay, this is a quick video for 1999 Chevy S10 extended cab. This does have the V6, the 4.3 liter. It is a 5-speed manual. It does, of course, have the plow attached to it. The salter that you see in the rear is not included with this. It's just full of salt and too heavy for me to remove right now. But again, it is not included. So a quick little walk around of it, give you a look at what's going on. You can see 4-wheel drive, of course. This was bought as a yard truck. This is not an inspectable truck. It could be, however, with some work. Obviously, the fenders in the rear would need to be either patched or honestly just make a wooden bed for the thing. The tires, though, are nearly new. You can see there's a ton of tread here, and they work really, really well in the snow. I've had no issues with my quarter-mile long driveway with a lot of uphills. They all hold air. There's no leaks whatsoever in the tires. The paint's not horrific, but again, this is a yard truck, so I wasn't too concerned about this. Here's one of the front tires. Again, these are all in very similar, very good shape, really deep tread. Again, they all hold air. Windshield's good. There's no broken glass in this truck at all. Everything does work. The heat works extremely well. The fan only blows on level 3 and level 4, but again, that wasn't a big deal for me. Believe it or not, the air conditioning actually works extremely well also. I was kind of surprised by that. The plow all works pretty well with the exception of a leak, and I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. I rewired the entire thing. It was very poorly wired, so you can see left side, right side wired for power. High beams and low beams do both work on the plow rig. All the lights on the truck itself do work. The regular Chevy lights, those all work as well. Plow's in pretty good shape. I think it was repainted at some point. Plowed really well. It's a 4-way electric Fisher plow. You can see there's no rust holes or any, big damage to the plow itself. Again, everything worked really well. I put these feelers on, or the gauges rather. They weren't the right ones for the truck. That's why they kind of stick out frontwards, but whatever, they still let you know where you're at. All the hydraulics were redone for the plow recently, so you can see all of those are new. All of the hoses are in really, really good shape. And here you can see the leak. So you can see the hydraulic fluid coming out, which is just synthetic ATF. It's coming out right here, which is where there's kind of a Heim joint looking thing that mounts to the frame. And beneath that, there are 2 bolts, I don't know if you can see them right now, that attach to the body of the pump. That seal, and I don't know if it's an O-ring, a gasket, what, is gone. This happened pretty recently, actually. Not necessarily the reason that I'm trying to sell the truck. It's a pretty minor problem. I just haven't addressed it. I may, if nobody's interested in doing this themselves, I'll still show the plow working. It still works just fine. So going around a little bit more, you can see this was done with a yard truck in mind. They just kind of cut through the bumper. Down here, they cut through the front air dam. Again, it all is in pretty good shape. This front fender, of course, the sun is completely blown, so that fender needs to be done, or a heavy amount of Bondo be utilized. Once again, tire, really good shape. I know it's hard to see with the sun, as bright as it is. Brakes work really well, actually. They're all in pretty decent shape. I don't know if they're new, how old they are, etc. I don't really care. They stop. This door, which is the 3rd door for this truck, does not open. I don't know what happened or what they did, but it does not open. You still have the seat back there, everything like that. It's just this 3rd door no longer operates. The last tire here, I'll just show it really quick. You can see still tons and tons of tread. This fender is ready to go. Not as bad as the other side, but definitely ready. Brand new class 3 hitch on it, which was kind of interesting. I know it looks a little dirty, but it's brand new. So brand new class 3 hitch. 7-way wiring has been installed, and then up there is 4-way wiring. So you have both options, I guess, with this thing if you'd like. Bumper's in good shape. This door, the rear liftgate, opens and shuts without a problem whatsoever. So you could still continue to use that. Taillights work, reverse lights work, all that fun stuff. Jump underneath. Frame's in pretty darn good shape, actually. Definitely has a lot of surface rust on it, that's for sure. I didn't find any holes, any patches, or anything that's, just completely ready to go. So, again, from an inspectability standpoint, I think it could happen. And you can see, actually, the cab corners, which are pretty common for these things to die. The cab corners are pretty solid. Definitely some surface rust, guys, but there's no actual holes going up into the body here. So that's usually a big problem. Let's see, we'll pop the hood. I'll show you the interior really quick. Manual everything in this truck. So manual windows. It does have power steering, of course. 5-speed stick. Interior's in really good shape. I cleaned the crap out of it when I bought it, so it's in pretty good shape. A little bit of dust perhaps, but no big issues. A newer CD player that was really horribly mounted, so I remounted it. Doesn't look the best, but fully functional, and it works. There's the little third jump seat guy, again in really good shape. Seatbelt works, all that fun stuff. It does have a rear tinted sliding window, slightly cracked right now because of the sander line, but not a big deal. Plow controls, etc. Sorry about the wind. Here's the switch I installed for high beam, low beams for the plows. So that's high, off, low, and then the rest of the headlights all work. I did do a daytime running light delete as they didn't work, which is pretty common again in these trucks. So that's all gone. Pop the hood. All right, we'll go over here. Okay. This is really hard with one hand. Okay. So underneath, all looks good. You can see the alternator is brand new. I just did a full coolant flush. I did convert from Dex Cool, which is an absolute joke, to just a regular good old green fluid. Belts look good. Here's the wiring for the plow, the new plow setup, etc. It's all relayed / fused down in here. So you shouldn't have any issues with the plow. You can see there is a battery cutoff switch for long-term storage on this. And you can also see that the battery is brand new. It was just replaced in October. Past that, everything works extremely well. There's the solenoid for the plow itself. Again, not the best mounting location, but it's what I had with the length of wire that was given to me. We'll go ahead and start it up. This engine is completely cool, by the way, so let's see, we can grab some stuff and you can see that I'm not going to get burnt on it or anything like that. This engine has been off for 2 weeks, actually, since I started the truck. So we'll jump in, start it up. Here's the gas. There are 2 lights on in the truck right now. ABS and I think airbag. So we'll go ahead and start it. You'll notice it doesn't need a key, so that's a nice little feature. You don't need to worry about losing them. Oh, clutch. Starts right up. Idle's great. It does drive really well, actually. You can see the alternator's charging extremely well, upwards of, well, the full voltage, really. Heat works well once it warms up, obviously. Yeah, so ABS and airbag. Obviously, seatbelt's gonna blink because I don't have my seatbelt on right now. I didn't care about ABS or airbags, guys. Again, I wasn't looking to get this thing on the road ever. This was simply to plow a really long driveway that I no longer am gonna use a truck for. I've decided to go a different route. Go ahead and rev it a little bit. Shift smooth, so no issues with shifting. Everything works. Again, no grinding, no crazy stuff. Back to neutral. It is push button 4-wheel drive, all of which work very well. 4-low doesn't require any gas whatsoever. You can just let up on the clutch and go, which is a sign of a pretty good working system. Again, the fan, as I said, only works on level 3 and 4, and it squeaks a little, usually. It's not going to squeak today. It squeaks for a minute and then the squeak goes away, but level 3 and 4 work perfectly fine. This thing heats up really, really well for plowing in the winter. So plow controls, and while I'm doing that, I'll actually show the plow up front. So here you can see it work. Up. It's going to be slow because, again, it leaks fluid. So there we go. So there's left, right, go back to center, and we'll go down. So the plow is fully functional with the exception of that leak. I'll shut her down. It's quiet, so you're not going to have any issues with, pissing off your neighbors with a ton of noise coming out of the truck. It works really well. So you can see how much more fluid has leaked. So that seal is done. Whatever that seal happens to be is completely done. The other thing about the truck that was a nice little Easter egg for me to find is that it does leak gas. Once you go past, I don't know, maybe 4 gallons, 5 gallons in the truck, it starts to have a very slow drip. Go past 5 gallons up into like the 10, maybe 15 gallon range, and it's Niagara Falls. So this thing needs a new gas tank. On eBay, they are approximately $80. Replacing them is actually really easy once you take the bed off. And like I said, this thing should get a wooden bed anyway. It'd be much more functional that way. So just about at the 10-minute mark. I don't want to make this too long, too boring. We'll do a quick walk around again of the truck itself and the plow and all that stuff. And obviously you'll read this in the ad. I'm really looking to trade right now rather than have a monetary value placed on the truck. Looking for a 4-wheel drive ATV, something that doesn't need a lot of work, something that's more trail rated than, you know, sport rated. So something like a Arctic Cat or a Prairie or a Vinson, something like that. I don't really want like a quad runner type of thing. So there you have it. So 1999 Chevy S10 extended cab with a leaky plow, 5-speed manual V6, push button 4-wheel drive, new tires, etc., etc. Thanks for watching, and hopefully somebody has a good ATV to trade. Thanks.